Welcome to the Agua Fria Union High School District. Today we will be going over some HR basics and professional expectations. Professional workday. So all support staff employees shall report to their duty stations on time each workday and shall as scheduled be available there until the designated times they are scheduled to leave. If you have any questions about your exact workday, please reach out to your supervisor. The normal work week for support staff personnel will not exceed 40 hours per week, and typically the week will be based on 8 hours per day, 5 days per week. You will want to look at your work agreement to see how many hours per day you are expected to work. And again, individual employee work schedule will be based on the position held by the respective employees and on the district needs as identified during the employment process. We do use Frontline for timekeeping system, and an employee may work overtime provided that advance authorization is obtained from the supervisor. So on a typical day, your regular workday attire should be business casual, and it should be clean, neat, and professional. And by safe, all employees are expected to wear footwear that is safe, professional, and in alignment with other business casual guidelines that would be conducive to responding appropriately in an emergency situation and to avoid workplace accidents. If you are given a uniform, then you must abide by that. So each department is different. So if you have a uniform, you have to wear it. If you have certain footwear that you need to wear due to safety, you need to abide by those rules. For school spirit, if there's attire that is defined by Spirit Week at your school, again, the expectation is just that it's clean, neat, modest, and safe. If you're asked to do a workshop or offsite activities, you should adhere to the business casual attire. And other things like body art. So that is definitely okay to have exposed body art. We just ask that it shall be free from any profanity, obscene gestures, pictures, or words, sexually suggestive pictures or words, reference to alcohol, tobacco, drugs, weapons, or other illegal substances, that has no political messaging and not discriminatory. So again, you can wear jewelry and expose art as long as it's free from what we've just listed. Employee attire should not be distracting to or interfere with our educational mission with students. Again, if you have any questions, you will need to reach out to your supervisor, especially, it depends on which department you're in. So something that the district does provide is a reimbursement plan. So if you are taking or plan on taking any courses, you may be eligible for reimbursement. So you will need to complete some forms and turn them in. So your supervisor needs to sign off on that. Then you need to send it to your HR specialist to review. Then if they are relevant courses, then you will need to turn in official transcripts and paid receipts for us to be able to reimburse you for those classes. But if you have any questions, reach out to your HR specialist. But this is a great way to get, and again, it's a partial reimbursement. It's not for what you've paid for the whole class, but it's a partial reimbursement that we do offer as you're continuing school. Okay, so let's jump into expectations for professionalism. So you have all been provided a district email. So it's not the district's intention to review email that is sent or received by employees. However, the district reserves the right to do so. And I must let you know that email is public information and is subject to the Arizona Public Records Law. So there should be no expectation of professional privacy with email or actually with personal social media. And we'll get to that in just a little bit. So with email guidelines, again, you've all been given a work email. So do address your emails within 24 to 48 hours. Maintain professionalism at all times. Limit abbreviations and caps. Include a subject line and explanatory text. And only use your work email for work-related communications. So if you have a side job, you can't address your emails, say paraprofessional at Desert Edge and realtor at XYZ company. So you can only use your work email for work-related communications, not for anything outside of work. Communication with students. So your work email should be used when you're communicating to students and only to the student's school email. You may be part of either sports or some sort of club. So when we are communicating with our students, let's say via social media, it should only be for school created social media accounts only. So friending, chatting, tweeting, IMing in any way, shape, or form with students is not acceptable. And again, if we are going to be using social media, it has to be a school created social media accounts only, not your personal. Instant messaging of any kind through any platform is not acceptable. So again, work email to student school email and school created social media accounts only. Communication with parents, work email to parent email. If you need to reach out to parents, again, use your work email. And friending with parents is strongly discouraged. Your personal electronics. So employees cannot exchange personal cell phone information with students and or parents. Do not use personal cell phone to conduct work-related business. Please set the tone for personal electronics use by modeling appropriate use for your students. And again, I cannot stress enough, employees cannot exchange personal cell phone information with students. Okay, so up at the top, you will see a lot of, right here is like GBEF. That's part of our district policy. And I will have a link available to you to look at all of our board policies. But GBEF, staff use of digital communications and electronic devices, states that employees shall only use district-controlled and approved technologies when communicating with students, parents, for legitimate education or business purposes. Shall ensure that social media technologies used to communicate with students and district staff are maintained separate from personal technologies. Shall not use district-owned or provided technologies to endorse or promote a product for personal gain or profit or cause without prior administrative approval. Again, this is the sign off on your email. It should not have any personal contact or any side, or for example, if you're with an organization and you're selling or promoting through your work email, that is not allowed. Again, we are not to endorse or promote a product for personal gain using our work email address or work provided technology. Social media, it really is simple. Keep personal and professional separate. Other expectations for professionalism is to use appropriate language. You as a parent versus you as an employer or community member, be mindful of your setting. Respect your colleagues, your students, your parents, your profession. GBEB, staff conduct. So there are a few that list off, and it's making the well-being of students the fundamental value of all decision making. And we've kind of stated before, to maintain courteous and proper relationships with students, parents, staff members, and others. and follow the chain of command. So if you have any questions, always start with your supervisor and then go from there. So always follow the chain of command. I'm going to list various examples of misconduct, but quickly: excessive absences from work, use of alcohol or illegal drugs on district premises, failure to perform assigned duties, insubordination, not following the proper channels, again, chain of command, conduct that is destructive, improper personal or sexual relations with students, conduct that obstructs or disrupts or interferes with any district activities, and finally, failure to appropriately supervise students during school hours or at school-related activities. So you may be assigned to a certain classroom or a certain area, but once, as an employee, it is everyone's responsibility to supervise our students. So if you find that a student should not be in a certain area, then you should definitely report it to your supervisor or to our campus safety. If you feel like there is going to be maybe a fight that is going to break out, again, you need to be supervising the students and call again campus safety or administrators. But at all times, it is our responsibility to supervise our students regardless of our position in the school or district. And again, any conduct that violates district policies or administrative regulations, any conduct that violates federal or state constitutions, statutes or regulations, State Board of Education rules, or city ordinance. Those are all the things that will get you. Okay, so district vehicles. District-owned vehicles will be made available for staff travel and should be used whenever possible rather than using private vehicles and filing for reimbursement. So no school vehicle shall be used for personal business. If you need to use a district-owned vehicle, you will need to reach out to transportation. Student transportation in private vehicles. This is another thing that will get you in trouble, is students may be transported only in school-approved vehicles operated by district-authorized personnel. The board specifically forbids any employee to transport students in their private vehicle. So only school-approved vehicles. You will need to go through transportation to get that certification to drive school-approved vehicles. But again, student transportation in private vehicles is a big no-no. Use of district-owned equipment. So you've all been handed some sort of technology, or you may use printers. All we ask is that you be mindful of the district-owned equipment, and we like to keep it as long as possible. We're almost done. Identification. You do have to carry your school ID at all times. If you break or damage your ID, please contact your HR specialist. We can make a new one for you. If you lose your ID, however, please let your site office manager know immediately so we can deactivate that card. Remember, it is like a key. If it is lost, then someone else can pick it up and use it immediately to enter the building. So if you have lost it, please let your office manager know, or if you're at the district office, the receptionist, so they can deactivate your badge. HR orientation. So this is part of the HR orientation, and you have 30 days to complete it. The employee handbook will be available in September. Benefits enrollment. You all should have received an email with the benefits enrollment. If you haven't called, remember, keep in mind, you only have 31 days from your date of hire to enroll. And here is the phone number. And if you have any questions about benefits, you can reach out to your benefits coordinator. Okay, questions. If you have any questions now or throughout the school year, please reach out to your HR specialist first, Or if unsure who to contact, then email us at hr@aguafria.org and we will be sure to send it to the appropriate person. Again, thank you for joining our district and we wish you well this school